Hello, my name is Michael Soviak. I'm 21 years old. I currently attend the University of Detroit Mercy, where I study political science. One day I hope to go to the law school and study law. I want to be the governor of the state of Michigan one day. I've also started a business when I was 16 years old. My business has grown to where I've been able to give back to the community. My company donated 20 flags to the Detroit Police Department. Currently we're working on a project down here at Hart Plaza. See what you see behind me are 20 empty flagpoles that have fallen into disrepair and have not flown flags for 13 years. My company is raising $60,000 to repair the poles and bring back the American flag down here. I believe in what the state of Michigan stands for, and that the city of Detroit and the state of Michigan is on a resurgence, and I believe the youth play an integral role in that.
My name is Sean Rucker, and I'm 19 years old. I'm currently a junior at the University of Detroit Mercy, and I study political science. After my undergraduate career is finished, I hope to go on to law school and eventually practice law and be a political activist. I was born and raised in the city of Detroit, possibly the roughest city in our state of Michigan. I was brought up in some of the tougher neighborhoods in the city as well, including those of Brightmoor and the Cass Corridor. Growing up in these neighborhoods, I witnessed the people around me struggle due to their lack of access to education and resources. I witnessed my peers lose their chance at upward mobility due to the lack of access to decent public schooling. I believe with the proper private sector and public sector investments, the youth can rise again in the state of Michigan. Just over the summer, I was a part of the GM Student Corps program, which was an excellent example of a private sector company investing in our youth. I believe the time to act is now. We as the youth can come together, create a movement, and revitalize our cities and our state once again.
My name is Robert Gray. I'm a 23-year-old alumni of the University of Detroit Mercy, where I attained an undergrad degree in information systems with a specialization in production management. After attaining my bachelor's degree, I opted to stay in the city as I decided my skills and education would be better suited to revitalizing the city that made me who I am. And so, I've started a software company which I've used to partner with the FLIP program, which is an acronym for Future Leaders in Progress, an organization dedicated to the empowerment of the city's youth. I've also come on board with the Better Detroit Youth Movement, which is a nonprofit organization dedicated to not only empowering our youth, but revitalizing the air of class, elegance, and stature that the city once held. Now, I'm going on a new endeavor. With joining up with the Youth Advisory Commission, we are spearheading a movement that will act as the youth's voice in Lansing and also as incentive for our youth to not only do better, but to use their skills and education here.
The Michigan Youth Advisory Committee will be a statewide organization for members all around the state that will act as direct representatives in the legislature and to the governor in Lansing. We will advocate on issues affecting the youth and will try to create policies that will better keep the youth here, and once you graduate, you'll want to stay in the state of Michigan. You'll have a voice, and we will do everything we can to make Michigan a more vibrant, energetic place to live and be youth and raise your family.
Now, statistics have shown that a large number of recent college graduates from Michigan's public universities are choosing to leave the state after obtaining their degrees. They leave the state for such destinations as Chicago and New York City. And if we wish to revitalize our cities and our communities in the great state of Michigan, the number of our college graduates who leave must be lowered.
An article recently written by Melissa Anders of MLive.com, statistics show that 40% of recent college graduates from Michigan's public universities opt to leave the state.
As I stated, this number is simply unacceptable in our cities and our communities who are starving for young, talented, and energetic minds to create new, fresh ideas that can create and cultivate a positive and everlasting change in our state.
Lawmakers in Lansing are starting to understand that this is a problem. Lawmaker Andy Shore introduced policies to create incentives to keep the youth here. In an article written by William Axford of TCTimes.com, it outlines the plan that he had introduced to offer tax credits that once you graduate, they'd be more willing for you to stay in the state of Michigan.
Now, while this bill is a great idea, it has failed to make it to the House thus far. And I firmly believe that that is because there has been no collective youth movement to back a bill of this nature. What we propose to do with the Michigan Youth Advisory Committee is to give bills such as these a backing from the youth. Further, we want to give the youth a direct access or direct channel of communication to to our representatives in Lansing. We'll do this through surveys, town hall meetings, polls, rallies, etc. Our goal here is to give the youth power and to advocate on their behalf to our elected officials in the state's capital.
It is important that we get public and private institutions involved with this, and we get the youth involved with this as well. As Governor Rick Snyder has said, you can be the catalyst to growth in our state.
Now, there are several committees in the state of Michigan that advocate on behalf of several groups. There are women's committees, there are Latino committees, but there is no committee that advocates on behalf of Michigan's youth, the age range from the age of 18 to 35 years old, and this is a glaring issue.
If you are 18 to 35 and you believe in what the state of Michigan does, and you believe that the youth are imperative to the growth of the state, then we want you to get involved. That means getting involved in your local campuses or in your cities. We can be the change. We can create something that has never been seen in any other states. The Michigan Youth Advisory Committee would be the first committee that would represent the youth in any of the states in the United States of America. With your help by liking us on Facebook, sharing us on Facebook, following us on Twitter, and volunteering to help us get the petitions, we can get this legislation to the Lansing lawmakers and have them pass this and create the Michigan Youth Advisory Committee. Together, we can invest in our future. Thank you.